Farms in Rust are awesome. Growing your own plants to craft meds or brew teas is a fun way to spend the inevitable downtime. As long as you have a fresh water source and plenty of light, you can get growing. You can pump water from the sea, the rivers or even the swamps. You can also build your farm in that tree that you find in the swamps. Pretty cool, treehouse farm. But swamps are often crowded, and as a solo trying to play under the radar, that won't do. I want a farm, and now I want a tree farm. So I set out on my latest wipe to build myself a treehouse tea farm that stands high off the ground and up in the canopy because I thought it was cool. I found myself in a clearing next to some dense woodlands and decided this is where I'd set up my base of operations and eventually my treehouse. So I think I've found where I'm going to live, but the plan is I'm going to build a little starter base down here and farm up all the BPs and the scrap that I need, and then I should be able to build my little treehouse right up there. I still needed to farm all of the BPs, and to do so I would be starting out in a little 2x1 while I farmed up enough scrap and components to get it all set up. With no immediate neighbours to worry about, I got to work farming the trees and nodes around me and putting a base together. Albeit slowly and with a creepy visitor or two along the way. Please don't break into my home. Please, sir. That was so creepy the way he said I see you. Right, let's farm up a base just so we have something a bit more secure. This is going to be the little brown road I farm a bunch. With nighttime gone and the base coming together, I started checking out my source of scrap. A brown road and multiple main roads surrounded my base. And with monuments such as Oxum, sewer, mining outpost and junkyard, I had a choice of recyclers too. Might be the big base next to me that's causing all the lag, I hope so. Oh, that's amazing. We'll get ourselves a tier 1 crafted as soon as possible so we can start making kits. Oh, the luck has been incredible. Getting both metal tools straight away. Okay, that will help us make a furnace. We could actually go check out mining outpost, see how hot it is. My run to mining outpost introduced me to the absolutely enormous zerg base that was within spitting distance of my home. I had no time to worry about how these guys would come to impact my wipe, and instead got back to work with the usual base chores, getting my furnaces cooking metal and my airlock and metal doors placed. Okay, let's go get some stone just so we can upgrade everything. I continued my ongoing hunt for stone in the area, dodging the locals and wildlife while I went around hoovering up any junk piles I came across. That base up there is where I saw the hazmat earlier, so maybe that'll be a guy to play around with. I was still learning the lay of the land and getting an understanding of which farming routes will get me in the most trouble. It's a nice extra little kit. There's so many berries in this woodland, so it's perfect. Every colour. Is that one of every colour, pretty much? So I've got my starter down. I've started to collect scrap in the base, which should give us some of the way to learning our farm stuff, and then we're going to get the tier 2 and learn the rest of it. Yeah, we need to learn ladder hatches and shotgun traps, so there's quite a lot we need to learn. There's going to be quite a lot of scrap. I mean, that's 720 for shotgun traps. Speaking of, I will go and recycle this. There's just no need to have any of this in the base while we can be recycling. Where's he going? That's so annoying. I got freaked out by the people in the base. We'll go after him for a little bit, but once it gets dark, we'll go back to base. I know the area is busy, but we are going to have to recycle. I really don't want to do like big recycling trips later and risk lots. I wanted to do lots of little ones the whole time. They might be getting countered. Is that going to be able to see mining outposts though? That's the question. Okay, new plan. Because there's bolties going nuts, I'm going to farm all the way to Oxham's gas station with the bits I have on me. Hopefully that's the destruction I need. Don't know where all that was. Well, that's my limit. I'm going to dip. Another 125 scrap. Still more stuff to recycle. It's just, I hate being next to recycler that long when I know there's a fight nearby. Don't actually know where that fight was. It sounded like it was in that base. Nice. Made it back. That's a nice little top up for wood as well and stone. I should really start putting that to use and start learning stuff. I'm going to do that now, just because there's too much there. Right, 360. I'm going to focus first on the farming stuff itself. I'm going to need these as well. Okay, bit on the fly, but that's roughly what I want to learn. We should have enough to add our airlock and stuff, so we'll do that. The hunt for scrap and tech tree education was partially underway, and with my base entrance finally completed, I headed back out to focus my efforts on this task alone. The focus now is getting enough scrap to get a tier 2 down so we can learn everything we need on there as well tonight. That M2 is scary. This might be a stupid idea. Okay, we made it in, which is more than I thought we would. Sometimes when it's loud like this, it's the best time to go around. Right, let's get a research table down. I kept on the move, switching between monuments to recycler and farming along the roads to each of them, avoiding those already looted or currently occupied. Churning it all down into scrap and then pouring this into the research table for tools and working my way down the tier 1 workbench. Anything that could be needed for my goofy farm had to be learned ASAP. Cool, another decent run. Right, we'll sort our boxes for a bit. It's night time and the raiding is still going on, I can't believe it. A side effect of this running about was that I was now starting to create quite the berry collection, and I expanded my base's storage to manage it all. 190. Is there anything left to learn on the tier 1? Okay, I do want to learn the barricade actually. I was also collecting more scrap than I could spend on tier 1 alone, so I set my sights on getting a tier 2 down as soon as possible. Right, now is the race to tier 2. I really was speeding through this whole process and playing well and truly under the radar. With my goal of the farm in mind, I was focused and not wanting to have any setbacks at the hands of other players. But it was just a matter of time before I started to get the attention of others. This guy had taken a warning shot at me, but being easily distracted, I decided I wouldn't let it go. Instead, going to where I'd seen him running from and posting up on the brown road and junk piles. We're going to wait here. I feel like that guy is going to come back this way. Sure enough, not too long later, he showed back up, but this time on horseback. I really messed up the jump on him when the chase began, tracking him for quite some time before he abandoned his horse. That's annoying, I actually had a good jump on it if I'd hit him with that headshot. He's down there to the left. He will not expect me to have followed him this much. He's up here somewhere. I thought he'd returned to it and I wasted a chunk of time staking out his horse. But after a while I just dipped and left him to it. He abandoned his horse, so we'll abandon him. Seems like it could have been an easy kit there. My home was looking pretty vulnerable, and with the rate at which I was accumulating scrap, I decided to go out on a large stone farming run and honeycomb my laylow. We'll get some upgrades down on the base. Right, Right, let's go do some recycling to clear out some of this infantry space. We are going to brave mining outpost, because I don't think they're actively raiding anymore, so we can hopefully just stash out in there. Pretty cool. The scrap runs continued, the recycling took place at alternating monuments, and with every run I was fast approaching a tier 2. There we go, cleared a little inventory in the base. I might go and do another one. Okay, that's 200 scrap, I need that. Okay, we're actually getting pretty stacked now. That will give us enough scrap to get the tier 2. With a tier 2 down, it unlocked the remaining tech tree paths I'd need to get my watering and lighting systems up and running. I was also going to be needing reinforced windows, triangle ladder hatches and garage doors. There were 440 for the garage doors and for the metal windows. Right, we'll do a bit of farming to mining outposts and recycle. And then from there we'll do a little checklist check, see what we've got, see what we don't, and then learn the rest. And just get ready to set up the farm. All in all, the complete shopping list was not cheap. My lack of trips to high tier monuments meant I wasn't actually coming across these naturally either. The system was working though. I was managing to stay away from the constant raids taking place at the Zerg base, and also managing to dodge the commotion around Oxums in the desert. So with no need to change my strategy, I pressed on. Oh, that chainsaw is going to be massive actually. Okay, that was actually a sick trip. Got a bunch of materials, but the most important thing is I got a chainsaw, so when we come to make our build now, we've actually got enough resources to do it. I changed my focus slightly, now taking longer trips into the surrounding woods to speed up berry collection. I was also getting braver on every run, spending more time on the road and collecting up to 400 scrap per run. That'll do. Should be more than enough wood for our needs. Feeling good about the non-stop progress I'd done so far, I stopped avoiding monuments where I'd heard people and headed over to Silver Branch. This is where I first came across Karim. Hello? Hello?
Oh guys, it's me. You keep me the team.
No, that's not me, you got a different guy, man. I walked past his base and he came straight out. It was initially confusing, but from what I could tell, this was a new player who'd clearly been invited to a team to stop him being killed by his neighbours. Oh, that scared me. Having now been removed from the team, I was feeling bad for him. I carried on my way down to Oxums, but feeling like he was soon to follow, I kept an eye on his base, and sure enough, now with a kit on, here he came. I genuinely believed this guy was harmless, and as he approached, I decided to be nice. Hey man, I'm not who you think I am. I wasn't your team yesterday.
I can join your team again.
I don't know you. It's not me. I don't know you. I'm a stranger.
Ah, it's not you.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But you want team with me?
Unfortunately, when he saw my kindness for weakness, he attempted to murder me in cold blood.
No problem. I'm gonna kill you, man.
I won't lie, I got angry and did the usual threats to raid him. I was in an absolute state of shock and couldn't believe he betrayed me. You live in that little base right there, I'm raiding the out of you. I got home and depoted my stuff, taking a few minutes to calm down, before I headed back over to see if I could make sure he understood I was no longer going to be nice. Whoa! I got a bit angry. At his base there was no sign of him, so I headed down to the monuments and the roads around it. Let's go check his body, see if he's actually been back or not. Might be bag timed. I got a glimpse of a player on the road working his way down the junk piles, and I went to go and blend in with one that he'd soon arrive at. There he is. Stupid Karim little foe. I'll take that gun though, go learn that. I didn't expect it to come from Karim, but after a long day of quiet grinding, I had my first gun. Go on, peek at your stupid little base. Wanting to really drive the message home and still feeling the seething anger of betrayal, I headed him off as he returned to his body. I'm gonna kill you again and again and again and again and again. I'm gonna keep killing you. I got home and depoted the spoils, taking time to also learn and craft the Revy, before heading over to our friend's base. Now we've got a Revy, let's go see if we can bug him again. See if he's got any more kits for us. It'll also be good to clear him out because we do want to be going to the sewer branch and he's right above it. Plus, if you're just stood in front of someone, you don't headshot them and then tell them you're going to kill them. That's crazy. That's him down there. This time I chose to go a step further with the scumbag strategy and camp close to his base while watching him peacefully minding his own business and farming oxums. I simply sat and waited for the poor guy. We'll let him farm it for us. Hey Karim, how's it going, man?
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, man. I forgive you. It's all good, man. It's all good. I forgive you.
I'm so sorry.
I forgive, man. I forgive.
I don't take you. I'm so sorry, but this afternoon, I'm new player and I see you have some stuff. I'm so sorry, bro. No problem. You can give my stuff or.
I'm keeping the hazmat. I'll leave you alone. I will leave you alone, but just don't betray people like that, man. Don't betray people like that, man. Be nice. Be nice. Be a nice Rust player. He did seem genuinely apologetic, so having told him I'd leave him alone, that's what I did. Okay, I actually feel fucking so bad. We don't see Karim again or wipe, but we do get to watch his humble little rock base grow and expand over time. Bless him. Damn, my heart, man. He sounded so sorry. What was that? Did someone just die here? We'll have to go deeper and come back. Don't know what's going on there. The second satchel was so useful though, because it means that we can actually learn the bean can and the satchel now. But it sounded like the mine went off upstairs. Let's depot quickly and get back out there. The landmine that had gone off randomly in the base got me curious enough to go back with a ladder, luckily rewarding me with a load of sulfur and a sense of confusion as to where the landmine had actually gone off. Oh my god. Why'd they have it just there? Why'd they have it just there? And where was that mine? I don't understand who blew up in there. There's nothing else there. Well, we could raid Karim now. I pressed on with my mission and took a horse ride down to mining outpost. Instantly stuck. This is when I discovered that despite the non-stop raids, the fights and even the sound of mini-copters ferrying loot out the compound, the Zerg members were still around. And not just checking out the ruins of their wipe, but actively driving their car around. Mental. The people that got raided yesterday are still online. Have to be a bit more careful crossing this road now, though. I made a hasty retreat from the area, and while I avoided them for a little while, it wasn't long until I found myself face to face with them. A hazmat on my horse from earlier. I honestly thought it was a crossy, hence the initial push, but this dude had a bolty. I landed a whole bunch of shots, getting the guy down to 5 health before he managed to circle back to an unknown number of waiting teammates. They were for sure following me now, and the hazmat was most likely back to 100% health, so I decided to run past my own base for the fear of them knowing where I lived. I don't really want them to follow me and know I live here, so I'm going to keep running. I've got enough to worry about. I actually had a semi-chance of taking him then as well. That's annoying. I didn't realise what he had. Instead, I made a prediction as to where the horse guy would end up. I do wonder though, if I hide down in this little bit down here, could I get a jump in? He was clearly farming the road, which was odd for such a zerg, but I guess not really if the day-long raids had emptied them of all their components. I got him to 4 health. Could have got myself a bolty. So my theory is that if he was farming the road, which I don't think he would be, then there's a semi-chance he'll come in here. Sticking to my gut, I hid down the road from the fight in a walled-off junk spawn and simply waited to see if he'd end up joining me. Lo and behold, he did exactly this, riding away from his teammates yet again and entering the exact kill zone I wanted him in. Even with spamming the crafting menu by accident, I was still able to secure the kill, riding away with his MP5 and his bolty. Fucking called it. I fucking called it, I knew he'd go in there. Now it was just a case of making my way home and not making it obvious where I lived. The problem was his teammates were most likely going to be using the woods next to my base to try and find me. My first spray on the MP5 was awful, but I managed to push a teammate back using 2 of his walls and most likely all of his meds. Okay, I got a dip, he's waiting for his teammate. I wasn't sure how many other teammates were in the woods, but the original hazmat was for sure en route. I know that this area up here is fairly safe. If I hang about here for a little bit, I should be able to get back to base. So rather than wait for these guys to be together, I dipped once more using the honeycomb of a local 2x1 to hide out. I just don't know how many there are. They come from that huge zerg compound and I don't want to get swarmed in. The original hazmat had night vision goggles on him, so my current plan was to wait until night came and then use these to sneak my way back home. I got him to 6 and then 25. I probably could have beaten him, but I wouldn't have had a chance to loot before his teammate had come back. So I'm happy I sort of dipped. Better to get something than nothing. Annoyingly, it's not like a Sar or a Tommy that I can actually learn though. Okay, plan is to keep this side of the brown road for a while. Night vision makes this so much scarier. Okay, they left the area. Okay, we made it. The new weapons and attachments would for sure open up PvP later, but it also meant that I'd need a bit more scrap than just my farm required if I wanted to learn and craft meds, ammo and attachments too. We'll learn the attachments and learn the bullet. Okay. My theory is that they got raided last night and they're probably out of resources, so they are going to be on the roads and stuff at the moment. But it doesn't look like they've got proper kits. If they're roaming MP5 hazmat, then there's a good chance I could get other kits from them. Oh, there's an airdrop dropping. While I let my own area calm down for a bit and to stop myself being hunted, I headed far from my base at the sight of an airdrop. We'll leave our horse in this woods. The horse helped me get there quickly, but upon arrival it was clear that it was another large group and the chances of getting the airdrop were next to none. Okay. So I settled for option 2 and camped out in nearby woods in the hopes of some other curious players coming across my path. Just yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anyone else comes. Unfortunately, all that came my way was a geared player using the zipline. There's a guy on that zipline, and after I tagged him with my crossy, he did come back to try and find me. It's him. There he is. Just his movement was weird and I blew my chance, opting to ride my horse away and take the L. Why did he run like that? I don't like it, I want to leave. Let's get back to our end. We've just got farming to do. I spent some time doing my usual routine of farming the different roads to monuments and recycling, even taking time to check out the ever-growing base of Karim. I also found myself travelling south to Junkyard. I'd heard some fights over this way, but had not ventured here yet. The first trip itself was uneventful, but with discarded loot it was clearly an active monument, and after I took a break, I headed back over once more. Someone has been here. But when and where have they gone now? Okay, do we have enough of that now? We have enough of that. Start learning weapons as well. Get the ladder hatch bought. Right, we'll do some trips just to check the area, see what's going on, try and get into some fights, and then I think we're in a good position to set up our farm straight away. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to bump into someone. Honestly, the feeling was eerie. I'd still not seen anyone, but there was someone clearly farming this monument. I feel like someone's looted this again. While he misjudged his customs range, I managed to land some decent shots and get my hands on his gun. That's a custom. Let's dip. I knew someone was there, I could feel it. Happy with my first tier 2 gun, I scurried home only to catch a glimpse of something out the corner of my eye. He's not happy about that. This guy, upset and returning with a rage kit, had come out and handed me my second tier 2 SMG. That's the Thompson. Who's coming back? Right, we need to dip. Right, even if he shoots me now, I'm going to focus on bailing. Okay, at least we know who's at junkyard then. It's that dude. This is when a car goes past with those guys with AKs in it. Oh, there's a fucking guy there. I knew the push was imminent, and I got myself off the road where I could place my barricade and brace for impact. My plan was never to risk the guns I just gained, so after the initial attack was delayed, I didn't wait around and got straight to my nearby base. Same pink dude from earlier. I'm too close to home, I need to learn these guns. Definitely scared him off with the wall placement and first shots. Unfortunately, up until now, all my attempts to prevent people learning where I lived were in vain. There was no more hiding it. Okay, now we say shh. Oh my god, that was stressful. What a stressful run. I sat there as my door was knocked and the trees were far nearby, simply using the time to sort my boxes and reorganise my to-do list. Okay, I'm just going to have to wait. I imagine he's got his teammate watching my door and they're just going to farm trees. With these learnable and craftable weapons, I was keen to get some SMG bodies in the base, and so when the coast was clear, I headed over to sewer. I've literally just seen that William just posted a tree video. Not quite the same premise as mine, mine's a little more stupid. Right, plan now is I'm going to try and get to sewer branch to get some SMG bodies so that we can learn the Thompson. And then once we've got some SMG bodies, I'm going to go settle the farm. Looking looted, but we'll go check it anyway. Actually not looking looted, that's nice. Got an I immediately found an SMG body. We should leave now. And a spring. Literally the best crate so far. And a sprinkler. The run was quiet, no Karim, and I got lucky finding an SMG body straight away, meaning I was able to learn and craft myself a Thompson after getting back to base. Right, we can learn the Thompson now. You know what, let's put another big box down and we'll work out what we need for our actual farm. There's someone outside. There were still some people coming and going outside, so after another period of almost no moving inside and filling up my farm box, I was eventually able to once more roam outside, and this time to go and get building supplies for my treehouse tea farm. Just let me build my berry farm, please. Jeez. I was in a good mood and these guys got lucky that I'd already been way too mean to Karim. Hey man, sorry. I didn't realise how geared you were. I'll leave you to it, man, I left your stuff. Hopefully if that's going on, I am actually going to go use the chainsaw. One of the few times I can guarantee that they're not right here. Perfect. My farm box was really coming together quickly, and after I dipped at Oxham's to get myself the last of the scrap and the tarp I'd need for the mixing table and water catcher, I was ready. Okay, our box is absolutely full of everything we need. Hopefully there's not a load of people in the area. I did a quick scout out in the woods near my base, and when the coast was clear, I cracked on with the build. I think I'm honestly just going to get on with building it. I'm going to build it in stages. Let's see if we can just get the start of it done. I've done this build once on a build server. I roughly like the idea, but I don't know how it's going to go. Don't know if it's even going to be too big for this area. With only a dream of a farm in the trees and no real plan beyond that, I got to work building the initial legs of my farm. The idea was to have almost none of the base visible from the ground while accommodating a modest space for everything I'd need in the farm. With the door down and second floor access, it was really starting to feel how I wanted it to. I made do with the materials I had and could farm immediately around me. As I added the windows and the roof access, it really was making me happy. The base being wood had to change though, so I upgraded the entire floor of the farm to metal and headed out on a few stone farming trips before upgrading my tea house tea farm. Okay, the base is somewhat getting there, but I'm still nervous. A lot of AK shots going on. Every run to and from put a smile on my face, even if it was all just silly. Now I never said this was the most practical base design, and I'm not saying it's not going to get eco-rated in some weird way, but I wanted to build a base in the woods, and this is the design I came up with, and I'm happy with it. I think it looks cool. Look at this. Can't even see the actual base unless you look up. All I had to do now was craft up anything else that was missing and take over all my deployables to the farm and begin setting up. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Right, let's get the glass windows. We'll make another ladder as well. Oh my god, I actually love this base so much. Hey. It's looking good. I'm well happy with it. Look how much it blends in. At a glance, that does not look like the size of base it is. Right, let's go finish our farm, boys. Need a water catcher and a mixing table. Make one of those. And a mixing table. Okay, everything else can come over. I got my planters in, placed my lights, sprinklers and switches, then I got on the roof to get my catcher collecting water and solar panels charging my battery. It's cozy, it's cozy. One directly above. Okay. Okay, it's starting to look like a little bit of a... What have I just eaten? I just ate a berry, no. Cut the lights. Go hook up our power. I just love it. We're so in the trees, it's perfect. Power in and on. We have lights. Okay, let's go hook up our water now. Just look at this. No one can see anything. We're just completely in the tree line. I love it. The view from the windows was at tree level. There were trees in and completely around the farm part of the base, and the legs honestly did make it blend in so well. Water in, water out. And it's all working. There you go. Lights on, water on. our little berry farm. Now we just need to plant the berries. My goal was to get pure health and healing teas. For these I was going to need red and yellow berries. So in went my berries and my first wave of clone producers. Reds and yellows. Okay, we'll do the full planter full of reds and we'll do the half planter full of yellows. Not the yellows. We'll start with the max health tea as well. Things we can make 2 of them. My treehouse tea farm was fully functional brewing hub and I was so happy. Hey, there we go. Our berry farm is operational. We have our first teas. I was in no mood to wait around for the water to build up, so I took some time to venture out on the hunt for a water jug and source. Honestly, I think we'll take a trip down to Oxham's and try and get a big old water jug and fill it up. Don't know if I'm going to get there before it lands. My trip to Oxham's was sidelined when I got distracted by another airdrop, this one much closer to home. Unfortunately, I got outplayed and outsprayed and had lost this fight. Oh! Okay, fair enough. I was not ready for that. Accepting the loss and remembering my mission, I re-kitted and collected water jugs from Oxham's. That was tough. I could have done a bit better there. You just used that cover really well. This makes me smile every time I'm running up to it. That time is coming, so now we do actually need the lights on. How you doing? Okay, water is not. Let's go sort that out. This helped me fill up my supply, but I really wanted to kickstart my plants and needed to get my planters water to 100%. Recalling my neighbour's catcher, I carefully snuck over to his base. I'm just going to do another run to that guy's jug. Okay, let's go. I love it. Look how cool that is. Yeah, the water's still going. There's a storm outside and the sprinklers are going and my berries are growing. I'm happy right now. This was more than enough water for my plants and my job here was done. Now I simply had to wait and check in on these plants from time to time. That will do. While that grows, we're going to focus on getting some SMG bodies before I go. Look at it. I roamed the area and took a trip to sewer. The goal was no longer just to build a farm, but now to defend it. And I was going to need to arm myself ahead of the inevitable interest from the zerg. They're still there roof camping, man. It's actually crazy. Terrible. Wrong body. Oh, that's what we came here for, though. Just there, it's invisible up there. Good run, SMG body. But while I tried to be efficient, I honestly couldn't keep myself away from the farm and found myself running back to just check on the plants and admire the way the base was so hard to spot and an absolute vibe inside. There we go, they're growing. Okay. Yeah, we'll make some orties as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and drop a comment if you want to see more like this. If you're not subscribed already, please do so as I'm already working on my next video and would love to have you there. Thanks so much for watching.